Hi everyone, it's Riya and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some easy Christmas card designs that you can try. So to start, I'm going to be showing you some designs that I've made in the past. Here is one that I'll be talking to you more about later in the video. For this one, I won't be zooming in on it during the video, but you basically just need 3 pieces of paper that are triangle shaped, and then you stick them together and then stick them down onto paper. But the main design that I'll be showing you in this video is this one. It's basically a pop-up, and the proper word is a parallelogram. It sounds kind of fancy, but it's really simple, and I use it in all of my cards, whether that be Christmas cards, birthday cards, cards for other events. Literally, they're just so easy to do and they look nice on everything. For example, if it were a Christmas card, you could decorate it as presents, as I've done here. Or in birthday cards, I like to decorate them as birthday cakes. So to start, you're going to need some pieces of paper. I chose green. And basically, you're just going to fold it in half. By the way, this is me just showing you that it's basically just a square that 2 sides get cut off to create the parallelogram. Obviously, I'll be zooming into that in more detail during the video, but like I said, to start you need a piece of paper. I chose coloured, and I chose green because I thought it was really Christmassy. Then you fold that in half, open it back up again, and you're just going to put that to one side and do the same thing for a piece of white paper. Now this next step is really up to you, but I find that it sort of makes my cards look a lot neater and sort of just brings the whole thing together. So I'm basically just going to be making the paper a bit smaller. So around all 4 corners, I drew a line that cuts off 1 centimeter of the material. And then I just cut that out. And then when I finished cutting that out, I'm just showing you here that once you stick it down, it'll basically look like this. So it's got the coloured piece of paper as a border. So next we're going to be making the parallelogram. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, but if you can hear a lot of banging in the background, it's just building works. I'm really sorry, but I don't think you can hear that. If you can, then sorry. Anyways, next for the card, you're going to draw a line. I drew a 12 centimeter line, and basically the middle of it has to pass through the crease. Obviously, the middle of 12 centimeters would be 6. So at the 6 centimeter mark, it passes through the crease. The next part, you're going to need a really hard surface that won't get scratched easily. I'm just going to put that underneath your paper, and here I'm writing fold, cut on different corners of the square. Obviously slow this video down if you want to see it in more detail. But along the lines that say cut, you're going to get your scissors, open them out, and you're basically going to do what's called scoring. You're going to use a ruler and score down the line, and it sort of just rips up the paper for you, and you can push it out. This is basically a way of cutting out paper without having to go in with your scissors and make a huge hole. Then you're going to fold the lines that say fold, and also you're going to fold the middle crease. It's a lot easier to see than it is to explain, so hopefully the visuals are a bit more helpful. Afterwards, I just I rubbed out those annotations. and I did the same again. So I wanted a 9cm one, so 4.5 went through the middle of the crease. Also, I definitely suggest putting a big gap between each cut because you don't want the paper to start falling apart. And then I made another box, and again I scored down the sort of bottom and top lines, so not the side lines, the bottom and the top. As you can see, if you push too hard, the scoring will make a big hole, so try not to push too hard with the scissors. And again, you're just going to fold the sides and the middle crease. And when you open it up, now you've got 2 parallelograms. I decided to make one more just to finish it off. So again, I made a square. I think this one was 6 centimeters, so the 3cm mark passed through the middle of the crease. I don't know if what I'm saying there made sense, but like I said before, it's a lot easier to see rather than to explain. And then I folded up those edge lines and the crease, and then I had 3 parallelograms. By doing this, I've tried to create the effect of 3 presents. So next I got some scraps of wrapping paper. And I cut them out to the same size as the parallelogram boxes and just stuck them on top. So here I'm doing the smallest one, which is the top box. I just used glue to stick this down. Then obviously, because you're covering up the crease, you're going to have to, sort of find the crease and fold it again, which isn't that hard. But if you are using extremely thick wrapping paper or coloured paper, whatever you're using to colour in the presents, just make sure that you know where the crease is so that you can fold it. But most wrapping paper is quite thin, so you shouldn't have much of a problem. And basically I did the same again for the last 2 boxes. So I cut that piece out and I stuck it on top. Next, you're going to be sticking it onto the green or whatever colour you've used, the backing piece of paper. So you're going to put glue on the back of it. Make sure you do not put glue on the boxes that are the boxes. That made no sense. I meant to say, make sure you don't put glue on the boxes that are the present boxes, if that makes sense. But the pieces in between you can also glue. And then just stick that down. Obviously try to get the crease to match up as much as possible on each piece of paper. Then just give it a fold and press it down a bit. Then when you open it, you should have a really cool parallelogram. Next I got some washi tapes. I used a sparkly palish pink colour and a sort of transparent dotted one. I just put those around the corners just to finish off the edges. I also found some red tape, so I put that in because I thought it matched really well with the green and looked really Christmassy. And then, of course, no present is complete without ribbon. So even though these aren't real presents, they still look like them and they need their ribbon. So I went ahead and I made a ribbon curl. If you're using really sharp scissors for your ribbon curl, do be careful because you don't want to poke yourself. Anyway, I stuck down that ribbon curl with some more washi tape, which ended up getting covered by the ribbon, so it was fine. And yeah, then I got a blue piece of ribbon and I stuck those on top of the boxes just to make it look like those were actual boxes that had actually been wrapped up with ribbon. I don't know if that makes sense, but it sort of just brings the whole thing together and makes it look a bit more realistic. Next, instead of doing the blue ribbon, I decided to go in with that red washi tape. And I had a bit of blue ribbon left, so I used that kind of as the washi tape on the borders. So I cut that in half and I put it on either corner of the paper. And most ribbon, like the one I'm using, is quite shiny, and so it made the paper look really nice. Overall, just in case you guys were wondering, this craft took me about half an hour in total. Obviously, I managed to shorten that down to 15 minutes because I speeded up everything by 2. But yeah, just in case you're wondering, that is how long it took me. So I made a front cover, and again I used that technique of having the coloured paper as a border. So I made the paper slightly smaller than it would have been if it had covered the whole front cover. Not sure if that made sense, but oops. And then I went ahead and cut that out. And then my phone battery died here, so off camera, after my battery had charged, I drew a cover design. I wrote "Let It Snow." I did that in my blue Crayola Super Tip in calligraphy. And then I outlined it with my Tombow Dual brush pen, the marker side of the pen that is. And using a lighter Crayola Super Tip colour, I drew some snowflakes and outlined them in a black biro. I just put glue on the back of that and stuck it down, and it looked really nice in the end. Obviously, you would then go ahead and fill in with your message and all of that sort of stuff, but it looked really nice and I'm really pleased with how it came out. So the next thing I wanted to tell you guys about was the other design that I showed you at the beginning, which is the bauble design. At the moment, I don't have the resources to create it again, but I'm just going to give you a quick run through of how I made it. So I got some clear wrapping paper, but obviously if you've got that sticky back plastic stuff, it will work too. And I put some glitter on it. Then I got another piece and put it on top and stuck it together. Then in my piece of paper, I cut a hole. When I say piece of paper, I mean the actual card piece of paper. So I cut a hole and put that sheet of glitter-filled wrapping paper clear wrapping paper, by the way. And I put that down, stuck it down, and covered it inside with another piece of paper. Then on the front, I just drew on that design with the bauble outline. And then I used washi tape to create the bow at the top. I'm not sure if that all made sense to you guys, but if I do manage to find the resources, I will create it again. I do have most of the resources, it's just the glitter, like the little iridescent star glitter pieces. I don't have those at the moment, but if I do find any other pieces of glitter or stuff like that, I will definitely show you guys how I made it. But anyway, here is the finished craft of the parallelogram Christmas card. Like I said, you can turn this into a birthday cake or anything else you can think of. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!